When one looks at oneself, one thing becomes very obvious. That one is unlike everything else. You see me. I am an object of your perception. Anything else also that you see, that you hear, that you perceive sincerely in terms of smell, taste, touch, is unlike you in the sense you are the one who is seeing, who is hearing, who is picking up smell, taste and touch. You are the subject and everything else is object. The galaxies are your object. The light that you recognize, time you appreciate, the distance you recognize again. All these are objects. Macro or micro. A macro object means a flower is macro. Even a cell is a macro object, while the particles are micro. The particles are also objects unlike you. You are the subject. You objectify particles, electrons, neutrons. You objectify time, distance, and you objectify in time and space everything else. You are unlike everything else. This fact nobody can gainsay, deny. One is like oneself. There is no comparison. There is no second subject. The subject is referred by the first person, I. That is why you cannot place I anywhere else. In all languages, there are pronouns. He, pronoun. She, pronoun. It, pronoun. You also, pronoun. I also, the pronoun. But different. For the pronoun he, from God, two varieties of persons, different persons, even animals, we use the word he. He. He can stand for any noun, male noun. So too she can stand for any female noun. It can stand for any neuter noun. There are many such nouns. And there are many people also who say I, but you cannot use the word I nowhere else except in yourself. You become the locus of I. There is only one I, honestly speaking. For everybody, I and everything else is not I. The other fellow may say the same thing. That is a different thing. That is a thing to be understood really. So, anything other than you is not I. You are the only person whom you can refer by the word I. Therefore, you don't need a fingerprint to say you are unique. Your DNA structure to reveal that you are unique. Starting with I, you are unique. Everything else is object. And therefore, there is a subject-object division. In understanding the line of division between the subject and object lies your understanding of what is I. The problem lies only in drawing the line. Where do you draw the line between I and not I? It's obvious that there is I and not I. But it is not that obvious. The line that we draw it seems to evade from everybody the reality of this, the place of this line. Where does it run? Generally, this line of division between I and not I runs with where our body ends. The dermis, that is the line. Not I. Anything away from this dermis, not I. This is I. That means I pervade up to the extremities of this anatomy. Beyond the extremities of this anatomy begins not I. Correct? The line is drawn here. That means here there is no I. This is where the I begins. Here there is no I. This is all I, I, all I, one I. 5 fingers, but one I. This is not I. So a bullet can't pass through, can pass through between the fingers. I am not touched, thank God. Here is not I. So the line is only between this body and anything away from this body. Where the body sits, I sit. The body is tall, I am tall. Black, I am black. Male, I am male. Female, I am female. Weak, I am weak. Healthy, I am healthy. So this body seems to really determine what exactly is the lot of I. So the lot of this body is the lot of I. The condition of this body is the condition of I. The age of this body is the age of I. Body is seated here, I sit here. Body gets up, I get up. The body is born, I am born. And naturally, I should know, if the body is gone, I am gone. The body is dead, I am dead. Therefore, the body and I are one. We have analyzed this before. But a relationship with this body, I have told before, is one thing. To take the body as I is quite another. There are houses and houses. I say this is my house. There is a certain legal relationship. Either I am a tenant, there is a relationship, or I am the so-called title owner, okay, owner. There is a relationship. So there are houses and houses. I have got a reason to say this is my house. There are bodies and bodies, I have got adequate reason to say this is my body. We have seen this. I am intimately related to this body. Nobody else is as intimately related as I am. That's why I said I am the managing trustee. But the trusted property is not I. The entrusted property is not I. The entrusted property is not I. But I say I. My experience is that the attributes of this body are my attributes. It's not verbal. It is an intimate sense. That is why even if I say, it doesn't work. It is an intimate sense because there is a reality about it. I am intimately related. But the senses, the attributes of the body are my attributes. Even though all the way I recognize that this is body, this is tall, it is as good as any other object. But I draw the line here to point out, to think, to have a sense, this much I am. So this creates a havoc. How much we are going to discover. In fact, the havoc is an infinite havoc. If you want to quantify it, it is something that we cannot imagine how much damage it does. Unimaginable. As you recognize, you are unlike everything else. This logic is not enough unless you recognize what is this you, this I. Therefore, taking off, what can be this I? In all recognition, what is involved? When you recognize anything, when you know anything, when you don't know anything, when you say I am ignorant, when you say I doubt, when you say I know, what is it common in all of them? In what is common is knowledge is common. Is knowledge. Knowledge alone is common. I don't know, it is knowledge. I doubt, it's knowledge. That you doubt. Knowledge. I know, it's knowledge. I know, I know. I know, I don't know. I know, I doubt. I have a doubt. So in all situations, knowledge is common. I know my body is tall. I don't know what is this I. I have a doubt whether this I is this or that. I have a doubt. You know, in all situations, you know. Knowledge is common. In Sanskrit, we can say, samvit. Samvit means knowledge. We can use another word for knowledge, consciousness, because the word knowledge you always recognize along with an object. It causes confusion. Knowledge means we always think it's a part knowledge or some knowledge. That is our common knowledge of knowledge. So let us use another word which is not often used. Until it gets used up, we can use that word. And it's confusing. Until it becomes confusing, we can use the word. Let us say consciousness. So when you say, I know this object, I know the Swami is sitting here, there is Swami consciousness. When you say, I don't know this language, Russian language, there is consciousness even in my saying, I don't know. When you say, I have a doubt, whether it is this or that, whether this is true or that is true, when you have a doubt, there is doubt consciousness. Consciousness is common, correct? When you talk of space, distance, there is distance consciousness. When you talk of motion, that the light travels in 180,000 and odd miles a second, there is distance consciousness, time consciousness, speed consciousness, motion consciousness. When you say, I have a certain peace, I experience some peace now, there is peace consciousness. I experience restlessness, restlessness consciousness. I experience hunger, hunger consciousness. I experience thirst, thirst consciousness. When you know, you don't know, there is knowledge consciousness. There is ignorance consciousness. What is always common is consciousness. Maybe what you say, I, is this consciousness. Can there be anything else? Can this I be anything else? We see when we come again.
Guru Seva